Good morning, everybody. Dr. Vuong here. Really quick COVID update. Today is Friday, January 7th, and I want to talk about COVID testing. As you guys know, the numbers are really bad. It's hot everywhere. South rose up like I said it would. Northwest is starting to catch on fire. Be careful, California. No one's talking about LA, but LA is on fire with COVID. And we got a while to go because, UK, France, Italy, Spain, they're all still dealing with this Omicron surge. So they're 3 to 4 weeks ahead of us, so we got a few more weeks to go. And remember, the United States is not, we're one country, but we're 50 states. So certain areas like New York and New Jersey have been dealing with, and Michigan have been dealing with this Delta/Omicron surge longer. So they're going to come out of it, but the South is just getting started. So if you live in the South, you're not plateauing anytime soon. And we're probably maybe midway down here in the South. And then the Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, they're just getting started. So they are lagging behind us by 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see this kind of really long plateau because of that, because as numbers start dropping out from the Northeast, the numbers from the Northwest will start picking up. And so we're gonna have a long plateau. It's not gonna be like South Africa where it goes up and goes down. Which takes me to the topic of what I really want to talk about today, which is testing. Testing is like this. It's a mad scramble right now. Everyone's panicking about testing. They want to get tested, etc. They can't find home tests. The lines at these super test centers are, backed blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. Hard to find a test if you're in a hot spot. So what I would do, I can't tell you what to do. Obviously you want to call and talk to your doctor. But if you are boosted, vaccinated and boosted, and like this morning I woke up with a scratchy throat, I'm not running off to go get tested. Dr. B, you need to, etc., etc. Well, maybe. Hear me out. If you are in a hot spot, you should just presume that it's Omicron. Houston has 14,000 cases yesterday, so we are in a hot spot. Just presume you're positive. Now, next question: what are your symptoms like? Pretty mild so far. Scratchy throat, could be a cold, could be talking too much yesterday. No big deal. I'm weaning off of coffee, so off of caffeine. I have a little headache right now, so maybe the headache is from the caffeine withdrawal. It could be related to Omicron because there is an Omicron relationship with headaches. You kind of think about that, right? You got to use your noggin. Okay, so who's in the household? Well, my girlfriend Erica, she's boosted. My 5-year-old is double vaccinated. My 15-year-old lives with her mom, so if I wanted to go visit my 15-year-old, I might tell them, hey, we have a little scratchy throat situation going on here. We might want to hold off, right? So as long as you're boosted, you don't have to run out and get it. Now, if your area is not that hot, you don't have much Omicron, which that's everywhere in the United States is dealing with COVID. But let's assume that you live in a county where there aren't that many cases. Then you should probably go get tested. In which case, you should have pretty good supply of testing kits. Now, what if you are not vaccinated? Listen, first of all, let me say this: when people are saying that Omicron is milder, it's not the fucking cold. All right, your hospitalizations have now gone up to 65% compared to where they were 2 weeks ago. So hospitalizations are going up, and if you look at the hospitalization curve, it's not slow. It is like, it's fast. It's changing fast. So it's not a cold. People get in their head. They hear, oh, it's milder. It's like 99 is less than 100 by 1, but it's not, you still, his fever's gone down from 105 to 104. You're still freaking hot. It's milder. Doesn't make it mild and doesn't make it the cold. So now it's milder, it's cold-like, it's, you can take care of it at home. In the vaccinated, in the boosted population, there's 3 tiers, right? Boosted population, it's very mild, data coming in. In the vaccinated but not boosted, you have about 70% coverage, which is still great. And it's the unvaccinated that the data, they are making up the vast majority of the hospitalizations. Now, Dr. V, no, it used to be 95% unvaccinated. Now it's, 70% unvaccinated that are in the hospitals. Well, that's because we have more people vaccinated. So when it first started, back in the summer, we had unvaccinated way up here, we had vaccinated down here. So when the Delta hit, there were more unvaccinated people to be hospitalized. Now it's 70% vaccinated or so, right? And so there's more percentage of people vaccinated. So the fact that unvaccinated still makes up 70% of the hospitalization means that vaccines actually are working. They're doing their job. And so what should you do if you are unvaccinated? If you're unvaccinated, you have symptoms, you need to get tested. Because that could go bad really quickly. And you need to be really serious and in touch with your primary care doctor. Think about monoclonal antibodies, even though those are one, shortage and short supply, and two, the efficacy of the antibodies against Omicron has waned. So we're not sure if it's going to be as effective. Now, the big question is, what if you are vaccinated, but you live with someone who has comorbidities, like maybe you live with an elderly parent or grandparent who are in their 90s with other illnesses. But the real concerning one is, what if you live with a child who's under 5 who can't be vaccinated, but you're vaccinated? In that case, you have to kind of decide, you obviously want to be close in touch with your primary care doctor. You might want to self-isolate. You might want to, I would wear a mask if I'm home, and like if I had like a 3-year-old, I would wear a mask, and the other parent, if there is another parent, would take duty of the child who's and I would quarantine in a room somewhere most of the time. Now it'd be nice if they would bring you, some food and water, but that's what I would do, and watch for symptoms for the other person. So all we can do is really mitigate your risk of exposure. Now, if you have friends or family, you want to send the child to another family household, again, you have to trust them to not be acting fools. So they might be better safe with you. But that's the strategy if you are having trouble finding tests. And that's a reality that we are currently living in. And also you have to think about, and it doesn't matter who's in the White House, because it could have been a Republican who promised to deliver all these tests, and the manufacturing company has their setup to produce these tests to test for Delta, wild type, and anything up to Delta, and then Omicron has 50 mutations, and maybe the test went from 95% accurate to 90% accurate with Delta, and now is 75% accurate, which is better than nothing, but it still can be very confusing for people. PCR tests are still very reliable. Rapid tests maybe less so. I'm thinking maybe 70%, and you might hear in the next next week or so that the data on home rapid tests is that they're not very helpful. But so I wanted to lay out a strategy for you, but at the bottom, at the end of the day, it's your vaccination status. So go get vaccinated. You can start your series today. It's okay, because we're going to be in this through February, probably, the way these numbers are heading. And again, of course, you might be in an area that comes out of it sooner, but as a whole, we'll be in this through February. All right, love y'all very much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I'll come back with an update if I feel like I can add any value. If you felt like I added value, please hit the share button, subscribe button, like button, all that stuff. Thank you very much.